So a couple of things very quickly. A lot of people ask me why I'm presenting this topic. Well, I'll tell you really quickly a very important story that was the beginning of my origin story, right? So this is me back in 2012. Look, I thought I was on top of the world. I was living in Barcelona. I had just graduated from a master's degree, but technically it's kind of like an undergraduate degree because they do like 2 years of undergrad, then 1 year master's or something. So it felt kind of like the equivalent of an undergraduate in the US. But long story short, graduated second in class, B school in Barcelona, won the final project award because they typically have a competition, and I gave the keynote speech. So here I am, hoorah, feeling really excited with myself. I learned French, Spanish, English. And what I want to say is that don't get fooled because you're kind of seeing the front scene looks really pretty, but actually I really sucked in school for a very, very, very long time. When I was in high school, I almost stayed back. I applied to schools, for my undergraduate in North America. I got denied by all of them. I was a C student at University of Liverpool in the UK, and I just was determined to really change my life by the time I decided to do my master's and work my butt off, right? And that's what I did. And that's why you kind of see that, right? I didn't put that as an official lesson, but it is important to understand how to bounce back from adversity. You can change at any given time. I used to be the C student or a student that I was almost failing, and now I'm second in the class. So anyways, what happens next? Returned back to Washington, D.C., living with my parents, with my girlfriend at the time. Applied to over 100 jobs. Rejections for 6 months. I was like, what the hell is going on? I thought I'm on top of the world. I got this degree. I had 0 relevant interviews in 8 months' time. My girlfriend ended up finding a job as a VP in Russia. She moved back. We broke up. That was the end of the story. And I pretty much, my friends back in Europe were landing amazing jobs in consulting and things like that, business jobs as well. And they just, we're having a great time. And I felt a rock bottom. I was like, what the hell is going on? I worked my butt off to make sure I don't end up in a situation like this. And so after 8 months of just applying to, hundreds of jobs, and getting just crickets, I decided to really change things around, and stop applying to jobs and, have jobs come to me. I'm like, that's it. I've had 8 months of straight of applying to jobs. I'm no longer applying to a job ever for the rest of my life. That was it. And I determined that I was going to start studying LinkedIn and figuring out what people are doing there that is giving them, a lot of opportunities. And so why LinkedIn? Well, it's the world's largest professional network. It has today over 1 billion professionals across 200 countries, 67 million companies on the platform, 67 million, right? 133,000 schools and universities and their alumni networks on there. Recruiter facts, 72% of recruiters use LinkedIn to find and validate candidates. Right, so you can apply, then they go on the platform and they see your background just to see also if it matches with the CV or your resume. It also has a ton of premium content. Right, so you have competitive intelligence. You can see things like when you get LinkedIn Premium. A lot of people don't know this. That's why I'm just sharing this right now because it's super important. On LinkedIn, when you give premium, you can actually see how many people applied, and you can see how many people applied during the day, and you can see the kind of skills that they have, and then how you compare to those skills. So it looks like you're missing maybe a couple out of these 10 skills, and so on. You can see where people are applying from and their level of seniority, their location, their level of education. You can see all of that when you have LinkedIn Premium, and that's really, really important because you understand how you are in terms of the market. LinkedIn Premium also gives you talent flows, so you can actually see typically where the company is hiring from, in terms of previous companies they're hiring from or universities that they're hiring from. You can see alumni as well, who recently left and where they are now, right? And then you can also see hiring distributions. So you can see how many people here, like they're hiring. Let's say their engineering team is down hiring, but their sales team and the support and operations. This is actually a really interesting sign because you can see like their sales team has grown 18% and support as well, which means they're, and then engineering has gone down. So potentially they're shifting all of their current funds towards growing fast the company, right? And that's a really, really interesting insight to have. On the other side, you can also see how well the company is doing in the past, 2 years, 1 year, and 6 months in terms of hiring trend. And that's usually a good sign, right? When you see people that are hiring, that means that they're hiring. The company is growing fast. So that's a great question you can ask as well during interviews. And so I noticed, a difference between career hackers and career strugglers when I was studying LinkedIn, right? On one side, I saw what I called career hackers, and they rarely apply to jobs. They sourced by recruiters, as in recruiters reach out to them for opportunities. They're moving fast in their career. They're pivoting whenever they want. This person was an AE. Now they're a consultant. Now they are head of customer success. You're just like, what? How? You're just like, well, how are you guys doing these things, right? They're promoted multiple times. They have significant salary jumps when I talk to them. And they receive sign-on bonuses. I'm like, what was that? Sign-on bonus? Who gets a sign-on bonus for what reason? And they were just, seemed to be a little bit happier and more fulfilled. On the other side, you had kind of what I call career strugglers, where they're constantly applying with few or no results. That was me. Rarely noticed by recruiters, me as well. Stuck, well, I wasn't necessarily stuck in the same roles for years, but you can see that people were stuck in roles. They typically get few promotions, if any. They have minimum salary increase. So they've been, maybe they started with 60K and then 10 years later, they're at 80K. You're like, what happened? Feeling frustrated, undervalued, and stuck. And you can kind of see it, right? When you start to look through LinkedIn, you will see someone who's been like a account executive, senior account executive again. You can see that they're not able to break through to the next level, or product marketing manager, associate, product marketing manager again. These are just examples. You can see it at all levels, even at the director level or the VP level. You can see that they're not able to break through to the next level. And the key message here is that LinkedIn is a search engine just like Google. And that was the biggest epiphany that happened, the realization. I was like, whoa, it's just like Google. The name of the game here is that you typically go in Google and you type in a specific keyword. Obviously, you're not going to look for product marketing manager, but you're gonna type in something, and then you're gonna have a list, right, of rankings from page 1 to a million. And the name of the game, just on LinkedIn, same thing here, is you type in a specific keyword, and then you have a set of profiles. So you can see 8.5 million profiles and over 100 pages. It's a search engine just like Google. And the question is, how do you get on the page 1 of Google, right? You probably will know at least some facets of it. Typically, it has to do with getting a lot of traffic, right? So obviously, it's a website that's getting a lot of eyeballs. They typically have people who are staying a lot, right? So maybe your average visitor will spend 15, 20 minutes on here, whereas on other websites, it might be 5. So that means that there's something going on, and they typically tend to engage. So obviously the robots going through your profile, your website, will see that they're clicking on links, they're doing all these things, they're watching videos. And so typically the combination of traffic, retention, and engagement is what does well. And so when I created this video a long time ago, I looked at what's the right keywords, what kind of content to create, and so on. And that's what got me to basically create this video on how to create a killer LinkedIn profile that basically generated a ton of traffic, 86,000 views. I think now it's over 120,000, about 7.4K of hours of watch time. And that one single video, you basically gave 1.2 subscriptions and 8.K likes. So that's a lot in terms of, it's just absolutely insane. And so this was all free, by the way. It was organic. I didn't I didn't put a single dime on ads for this video. And still today, if you go on LinkedIn, on Google, and you type in how to create a LinkedIn profile, guess who comes on top? It's your boy. And so this is the power of, getting traffic, retention, and engagement. You really stay ranked. And so the question is, how do you get traffic, retention, and engagement? Typically, search engine optimization, so making sure that you have the right keywords so that the system finds you or relevant information. You obviously have quality content, which means the website, the videos, the posts, whatever you have on there is quality because people are staying there longer. And then you have backlinks. So you typically are connected with a lot of different other websites. So let's say you're connected to, CNN or Reforge or any kind of high profile website, and they're connected to you through a backlink or a link that they're sending you, back people to your website. So your Google sees that, okay, this website is also getting backlinks from another website that has high authority. All this come into play. And so I'm going to ask you this: how do you get to the top of the list of your job function or your title on LinkedIn, right? It's the same thing. We're talking about traffic, retention, engagement. Your SEO is your job title, your tagline, your location, right here, right? This is how your search engine optimized, right? You have to make sure you have the right keywords. You have the right content in terms of summary, work experience, posts, videos on your profile. You have backlinks, which is what? Your network, right? the amount of profiles that you're connected to. Right, your website now connected to other websites, your profile connected to other profiles. It's the same thing. Your recommendations, right? So other people giving you recommendations, those are other profiles connecting with your profile. And external websites as well. Sometimes it depends, because sometimes LinkedIn doesn't want you to be able to, doesn't want you to bring people from the platform to another platform, but you have outside platforms bringing you, coming into directly into your LinkedIn profile that also ranks you well, right? And this goes in endorsements as well. And so, me personally, thanks to LinkedIn, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. Like I mentioned, like I'm not holding back here. We're going all in. There's so much information to share, right? I'm smashing as much as I can in obviously in this keynote that we have. But obviously, you can feel free to reach out for whatever reason if you want to, have a private sessions or be part of a group or be part of the course, the accelerator. Feel free. So. Thanks to LinkedIn, basically, I went from 0 interviews in 6 months to 3 interviews every single day. Right? It was absolutely amazing. That's actually when I started to really understand how to interview, because I interviewed so much during that time, and I understood a lot about it, the psychology behind it, the preparation needed behind it, and so on. Also helped me increase my salary, right? I went from 55K jobs to 225 now, 250 plus K jobs with extra stocks and all these different things and great benefits, and all that in kind of like under 7 years, right? From IC to the C-suite. That, like I mentioned earlier, right? You have the opportunity to move really fast in high industry that's growing fast. And opportunities, right? I have no longer applied since like 2013 to a job. Like every single time that I've been moving forward right now, it has not been through applying. It's been through inbound outreach and third-party recruiters. Right? So we'll talk about that. These are some of the messages that I've been receiving this entire time. Back then, right? Marketing automation, hey, we're growing fast. We're owned by a publicly covered company. Hey, VP marketing. Hey, we're looking, we're growing really fast. So it's XYZ. We're looking for, someone's going to come in for VP marketing, head of marketing, reporting to the COO. Hey, we're looking for, head of marketing for legal tech, CMO for hypergrowth fintech, right? Just a bunch of stuff when I was at any company, growth marketing and hey, exciting opportunity, Revolut, VP marketing opportunity, chief marketing officer paying 0.2 million with equity package is what I'm talking to you about over here, right? And so I'm not sharing this to impress you. I'm just sharing this like, this is what happens when you know how to rank yourself. People just coming to you all day long. You don't need to apply anymore. People looking for you, reaching out to you. They want to get you in an interview. They want to get you in front of the hiring manager. Then there is a lot of things that it also helped me do. So it helped me kind of like, receive countless opportunities to speak at events. We're talking about like, keynotes, different things like that with Product Marketing Alliance and other different types of platform with LinkedIn. It's been just absolutely amazing to just, have that personal brand really propel me so much higher thanks to that. It also helped me, basically win awards, helped me break into top tech companies. LinkedIn recruited me. I relocated to Paris. I became a CMO. I relocated to Barcelona. I earned over $1.7 million in my career. And now I'm just basically helping a lot of people do the same things, right? Whether we're online, whether we're in person, whether it's a workshop, whether it's a keynote, whether it's a small class, whether it's speaking at a commencement speech, MBAs, undergrads, professionals. I've done it all, and it's been an amazing journey, and that's actually what I love. And I create also a lot of playbooks on how to write your experience, how to write great posts, how to reach out to people and get a conversation. People are saying, hey, they're really inspired by what they've learned. People are saying, hey, we learned so much about the tech world. We're really prepared for the challenge ahead of us. And I'm showing you all these things, but at the end of the day, you got to take your time because Rome wasn't built in a day, right? I'm showing all this because obviously I learned it over the past decade or so, but you're not going to learn this and then in 2 days like you have a million people reaching out to you. There's a couple of things you need to get done to get to this level, but it's definitely possible, right? Very fast actually. And so here we are, right? We talked about the potential of tech companies. We talked about how you need to think like a growth hacker. We talked about LinkedIn, so now you see how powerful it is. Now we're going to talk about the things that are typically holding people back. Typically, I will go in and give you the playbook right away, and I realize it doesn't work for anyone because there's a lot of things going on in their own internal world. And so first I need to make sure we debunk these myths, then we go straight into the steps, and then we're done for the day, right?